Today we look at some of the biggest titles coming out for this year. The PS4, the Xbox One, the Wii U, the PC. They all have a lot of great stuff brewing for 2014. We also review Call of Duty Ghosts and Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Now I know I promised you a review of Battlefield 4, but the devs need to sort out the issues with this game before I can give it an honest review. But yeah, we got previews, we got reviews, and we got a whole lot more. You've just entered the lab. Take a look at Call of Duty Ghosts, the Wii U version. Now, is this franchise getting stronger, or is it just a ghost of its former self? Call of Duty Ghosts. I can see where both devs Infinity Ward and Treyarch are trying their best to keep this ball rolling, but I can't help to think it's running out of steam.
You don't honestly believe that story's true?
Yeah, I do.
Now, if this were the first Call of Duty ever made, we'd all be jumping and cheering at how amazing this game looks and feels, but it's not. Pretty much everything here has been done many times before. Many times. But I'll try not to be biased. I'll try not to treat Ghost for what it really is, which is just a glorified piece of DLC. I'll treat Ghost as if it were a new franchise, as hard as that's gonna be.
Bring it on! Come on! Here I am!
Let's talk story. In a nutshell, an army of soldiers went to war, had a really terrible life-changing experience, which for those who weren't killed, it made them stronger. They became an elite group of soldiers called the Ghosts.
The 60 were cut down to 15. They wouldn't last another night, and the enemy knew it.
Now, one member of the Ghosts had turned renegade for some reason and now wants to kill all the other Ghosts. A part of this horrific life-changing experience is an attack on the US by a group called the Federation, which is led by said renegade Ghost.
Rourke was their ghost now. The perfect weapon to use against us.
Your main characters are Logan and David, and of course their trusty sidekick, a dog named Riley.
Someone's out there.
Wait for Riley. If he attacks a target, shoot to kill.
The campaign is played out pretty well with the usual action-packed, movie-like sequences we've grown to love in military first-person shooters. The levels are designed well and the controls are tight to help you navigate your way comfortably through each of these thrilling stages.
Here they come. Stay back.
I see my cries have not gone on deaf ears, as Infinity Ward has answered two of my very important calls. The first being a lean-out or cover system. Now, while this isn't by any means what I ultimately had in mind, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Cover me! This way! Riley, come!
This so-called contextual lean allows players to lean out automatically once you're up against cover and aiming down the sight. I'm not 100% comfortable with it because it doesn't always work, as is the case with most automated systems and games, but it's better than strafing in and out. I'll get to the second granted wish later when I touch on multiplayer.
Keep away from open water. We're not the only hunters out here.
The voice acting is something I don't need to comment on anymore, as it's what we've all come to expect from a Call of Duty game. A-list.
Ghosts don't break. Now, I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Everyone breaks, Elias. Why don't you ask your buddy Ajax? Well, he were still with us.
The difficulty level is interesting this time around. Now, while not being the hardest Call of Duty I've played, it wasn't as easy as Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. Yeah, I see where they stepped it up a notch. The duration, well, as with most military first-person shooters I play, I don't exactly set a timer, and it's subject to individual players. But for me, even though the difficulty was increased, the campaign was still over before I knew it.
Cover me! This way! Riley, come!
All over your engine! We have enemy contact at the walls! We need backup now! Repeat! We are under attack!
Here's one of the biggest issues with Call of Duty Ghosts. Yeah, I'll skip right to it, and I know I said I wouldn't be comparing it too much with the rest of the series, but I have to throw in comparisons here and there when necessary. Now, the graphics. Here's the thing, when I first put this game in, I was shocked at the visuals. I first thought they looked this bad because it was on the Wii U, even though I heard the Wii U should be on par with the PS3 and 360 graphically. Sometimes even better, but the graphics were mediocre at best. And this time, it wasn't the Wii U's fault. I did some research and found out the 360 isn't better and the PS3 is apparently the worst of a lot. No, I haven't seen it in person on the PS4 or Xbox One, but my point is, it should look better than this even on last gen. Black Ops 2 and the others certainly did. Don't know what that's about.
There she is. Looking like hell.
Let me finish up with the campaign before I move over to the meat of the matter. As usual, your squad has no brains. This is a Call of Duty signature. They're complete idiots. Actually, your canine companion seems to be the smartest of the lot.
Come on, they're executing civvies. Move in, move in! Riley, go!
And at certain points you can take control of him. Hey, since devs seem to be paying attention, could you guys consider squad controls for future Call of Duties? Believe me, the franchise needs a boost, and some variety would be appreciated. I understand sticking to what have been working and paying the bills makes sense, especially since Zealots run out and buy it every year. But trust me, I've been saying this for a while now, and now more than ever it's true. Add some massive changes, make Call of Duty into a whole new game, and adding some squad controls would be a great step in that direction.
Hardcore team deathmatch.
On to the multiplayer, the component that keeps us coming back for more. Nothing groundbreaking here, but still an entertaining experience. Let me first point out some of the modes real quick. We have the usual suspects, Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Free For All, and your Capture the Flag derivatives. We also have modes like Search and Rescue, which has a revive option, Safeguard, Cranked, Blitz, and Squads. While on the battlefield you also have Field Orders. This is new and a cool addition, but not something I'd advise anyone to run out and get shot over. These blue attaches pop up after taking down certain members of the opposing team. When you pick them up, you get orders, some simple, some not so simple, depending on your play style, from getting a melee kill to shooting someone in the back, or killing someone while prone. Complete these orders and you'll end up with a care package. Cool addition whether you use them or not.
We're in the lead! Ready for delivery.
As for the kill streaks and perks, here we go again. Now, we have some new ones and some old ones. But here's my concern. Always have been and apparently always will be. Why is everything a perk? Even the simplest things, like running longer distances and reloading at a reasonable pace. Now, here's the worst one. Remember I said the devs granted 2 wishes. Well, running and reloading is a second. Yes, you can now run and reload at the same time. Now, while I appreciate this addition, the devs should be ashamed of making this a perk. I mean, think about it. Why should this be a perk? Every soldier should be able to do this, fresh from military training.
Enemy out and online. SATCOM ready.
Anyway, I'm glad it's there. Now, when do we learn to run and shoot? When will running in Call of Duty no longer be a death sentence? Another problem with the multiplayer experience, the maps. Now, while I don't particularly like any of the maps, as most of them are just huge rubbles, they're too big. This isn't Battlefield. Why are the maps so huge? You spend a lot of time searching for someone to shoot only to get shot in the back by a camper.
Target neutralized! Enemy down!
And this game encourages camping with these huge maps. Now, here's another thing. Buying this game for the Wii U was a mistake, for a couple of reasons. First, on the subject of map sizes, in the first DLC bundle Onslaught, players will have access to smaller maps among other things. Unfortunately, Wii U owners will see no such thing as there are no plans for any DLC for this version. Sad. Another thing, which is kind of the root of the problem with the Wii U version, is the community. For now, I'm able to find a match most of the times. But then, I only play hardcore team deathmatch, so I really can't speak on behalf of the other modes. I know I've tried a couple of other modes, and the lobbies are empty. I'm not sure how often that happens though. I just hope the lobbies don't end up like blacklists. We also have a zombie-like mode called Extinction. Now, while I'm no fan of zombie mode, I must say devs did try to make this a bit different and did achieve that on certain points, but it's still not good enough to justify it being added. Extinction mode is just a short-lived thrill infested with aliens instead of zombies, where 4 players can team up to set drills and watch each other's backs till the end of the round, which isn't very long and offers very little in the way of replayability. That's just me though. I look at these modes as I would look at a tennis mode or say a fishing mode or a racing mode in a first-person shooter. I agree, in Zombies and Extinction you still use guns, but it's really out of place and such offerings already are plentiful in their own standalone genres. I do not need Halo or Left 4 Dead in a military shooter. Last on multiplayer, added to the many options of soldier customization is the addition of female soldiers. Now this is fine, as I'm sure many female gamers are shouting hooray for girl power, but for me personally, I'm not exactly thrilled about shooting females, whether or not they have an AK pointed at me. But whatever, that's the least.
SATCOM uplink enabled.
So I'll wrap it up, as with games like this I can easily go on forever. Call of Duty Ghosts doesn't offer much in these times with so many quality games on the shelves. It does very little new, but sticks to its old formula pretty well with a few exceptions. So for playing it safe and not pushing the envelope or any boundaries, but pushing out another Call of Duty game just for the sake of collecting a salary, we give Call of Duty Ghosts a well-deserved 6 out of 10.
Mission failed. This won't happen again.
After the break, we check out some of what's to come on the Wii U, PC, PS4 and Xbox One, plus a review of one truly amazing indie game.